Hello, hello.
Hello,
Good morning. Is audio and everything okay?
morning.
Are you able to hear me okay?
Wait, yes, I can hear you, but you're cutting off a little bit.
Okay, let me adjust this. Okay, am I still cutting off for you, or is it any better right now? Let me
It's
see.
better.
Okay. Let me see if I could. I'll adjust the internet setting here, and I think it should be all right. How's it now? Is it a lot clearer this time around?
Yep.
Okay. Good morning. How are you? Is everything going okay with you? I know that I tried to reach out to you around 10 o'clock ish. To see if you're able to join on time.
Mm-hmm.
How you been?
Yes, all good. I've been pretty good. How about you?
I would say I'm doing swell actually. We just came back from a little seminar that I visited in Visalia yesterday night, so we got back around 12, so it was
Mm-hmm.
pretty good on timing. But other than that,
Hmm.
the week's been pretty. Actually, I take it back. We are in a new week, so it is quite fresh.
I
Is
see.
everything okay? Are you able to have a webcam on? I just would like to have the chance to
Oh,
interact with you
um,
and
I don't know. My camera's not really working right now.
okay, okay, let
I'll have
me
to like get it fixed.
let's see. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna let you know a little bit about the meeting today. If you're able to get the cam working, that would be much better because we'd like to interact and get to know a little bit more about you before we go forward. Nothing formal. It's just I would like to know who a little bit more about you and give you the chance to know a bit about me and before we adjust to any of the questions you may have had, because I know that I reached out to you on LinkedIn, and you said you even started projects by yourself before, so I'm interested to know a little bit more about that.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Give me like
Hmm.
2 minutes.
No worries. Take your time.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes. So I do have like a few projects that I've been a part of.
Hmm.
One of them was like financial literacy program where we helped um, high school students and middle school students gain financial literacy skills through like a workshop that we did.
Hmm.
Um, so it was like a day long event, but the prep for it took like 2, 3 months, I say.
Okay.
Yeah, because like
Mhm.
it was a lot of content planning, um, and like preparing the slides and like making sure that it's engaging enough for them.
Mhm.
And then another project that I was part of was it was like an online shop that I did. So it was more like trying to launch an e-commerce platform. And I did that when I was still in high school, and it was like towards the end of the pandemic.
Oh, dang. This is
Yeah.
a COVID time, right? And then you tried to
Yeah.
launch it in high school as well? Oh my God. I'm
Yeah.
impressed. Caught me stunned a bit. Oh
Thank
my. What made you want to start that though in high school? Because when I was in high school, I know everybody just wanted to have a little bit of fun. There are clubs, recreation activities, but what made you want to start your own platform at a young age?
I just feel like I wanted to go above and beyond and see what I could do. And actually, after I graduated from like high school, I realized I actually had a lot of potential that I could have done more projects in high school. And I think with the constraint of like the COVID pandemic and my time within there, like in the high school period, it actually kind of like limited what I could have done. So I
Hmm.
was like reflecting back on it when I first went to college, and I was like, oh, wait, actually could have done way more projects. Yeah. So I guess like one of the reasons why I'm constantly always like trying to start new projects or
Hmm.
like seeing how it goes is, I guess I have like a naturally curious spirit, and I do enjoy working in groups and seeing how it could develop into something meaningful.
Hmm.
And that I would say is like one of the core reasons. And then once I moved here for college, uh, just last year, like second semester of last year,
Hmm.
I got the chance to participate in Berkeley's like method of entrepreneurship bootcamp.
Hmm.
And through that, I managed to start like a startup with a few of my friends who I met in that boot camp. And we
Ooh.
actually managed to make it through to Collider Cup, which is like Berkeley's startup pitch. It's like a startup pitch competition, and it's like annual. And it's not open to public. It's like you have to win. Um, you have to compete in one of like the classes that they have held in Berkeley. So you have to be like a pre-existing somewhat winner.
Hmm.
So then if you qualify as one of the winners, you get to pitch in the Collider Cup. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's something like that.
So it's like an
Yeah.
exclusive thing to Berkeley where all of you have the chance to participate, but
Mm-hmm.
you said only like
But
the winners of like some previous event?
yes, yes, like a previous boot camp from Berkeley. But I think you can also apply through like summer programs.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I have a few friends from Berkeley. I've never really heard about like the competition before, so this is the a first time for me actually.
I see.
What made you want to join up for that right off the bat? Was it still building off of when you wanted to be an entrepreneur, like exploring that platform in high school, and now you're applying it now at Berkeley?
Um, Somewhat. I feel like I've always had a dream of like, oh, I really want to start my own business eventually
Hmm.
and really be able to like make it thrive and sustainable. And that is what I would say. And I would say because like coming to Berkeley, I knew I wanted to do like something CS related and business related, or just either field basically.
Mm.
I just felt that it's pretty nice to get to know this, like the spirit of entrepreneurship, and it actually like opened my eyes to like, oh, the VC field and like how it kind of works. Because it was just a week long boot camp, so I wouldn't say I know a lot in depth, but it opened my eyes to what's possible and the potential fields I could like eventually explore and dig deep into. That's what
Hmm.
I would say.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What made you want to go more into that? Is it
Train.
like your family was also business owners themselves, or um, maybe someone you knew that was like inspiring to you? Because I know like
Mm,
I started my entrepreneurship journey because I wanted to retire my parents. I personally thought a
mm,
lot about how they gave so much for me. They are
mm-hmm,
immigrants and they came over here, and to give me an opportunity to have a better life, I thought what better way to help generate enough income to support them by starting my
mm-hmm,
own entrepreneurial journey. And
mm,
it's kind of why I tried to do businesses. I tried the same thing in high school, but I didn't have a e-commerce platform. I just tried to
mm-hmm.
do in-person sales by laser engraving, and that was like the first official start of
Ooh.
my journey. But it didn't work out that time. So, but for
Mm,
you, I wanted to know a little bit like uh, what it is that drives you, or maybe someone has inspired you before.
I would say probably one of my most inspiring like people that I look up to would be my dad because he
Hmm.
does like run his own business. And the way I see it, my dad's doing pretty well with his business, and I want to be able to also start my own business and hopefully be even more successful. That way, I can help my dad, and he doesn't have to like work as much.
Ooh, okay.
But it's more of like I don't know. I just feel like there's so many things that you could do, and so many things like with a lot of potential as long as you have like the creativity and like the growth mindset to really start it and continue it. I feel like there's so many things you could do. I just feel like there's like a lot of unlocked potential within like a lot of different fields and like a lot of different niches.
Hmm.
So like as long as you can like really look into it and delve into it, I feel like it's gonna be really successful. That's what I feel. But I think right now I'm still like trying to find what that specific field is. I just feel like there's a lot of potential, but yeah, still exploring what that is.
Okay, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
Oh
your it
wait, let
was
me let
oh
me add on a little bit,
yeah,
and and
no worries, go
and
ahead.
I guess also because like I'm the oldest in my family, and my family's like me and my two little sisters. So
Hmm.
it's also kind of like I want to be a good example to them too, like be a good role model, and I want to be there to help them if they do need any help with like. I just want to be like an inspiring good big sister. Yeah,
Okay, I
that's also
see.
another factor. Mm-hmm.
So you have two younger sisters, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then do you have any brothers as well, or is it just the two sisters?
No, just us three sisters.
Okay, yeah. I definitely can relate to you. As an older brother to two younger brothers and a sister, I do also kind of want to be that kind of role model.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much, yeah, I do know that feeling where when the kids look up to you and they're just you are the inspiring beacon to them. Whenever you do something, and they're just like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, that's so cool! I want to do that too. How did you do that?" And it was just me
Mm-hmm.
turning on the TV. I'm just like, "Oh, I'm magic. You see, if I press this button, it turns on." Or maybe it could be how I solve a math problem. They're like, "Oh, you're so smart," and I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, I really want to be that person that kind of inspires." So
Mm-hmm.
growing up, like yes, I am from the Bay Area, but my parents are immigrants. We came from Cambodia. So
Mm-hmm.
and with that background, my parents didn't really have too much idea about the idea of commerce or starting their own business. And I
Mm-hmm.
kind of had to change it up too. I used to be, I'm
Mm-hmm.
a double major in communications and mechanical engineering. And
Ooh, okay.
I started that, but when I put more time into it, I kind of saw that I'm not really happy with it during this time because I'm building what
Mm-hmm.
someone else wants me to build. They just have you, hey,
Oh.
you're going to be a part of this assembly line. You're in charge of soldering all these chips together, and you would maintain
Mm-hmm.
the front line. And I just looked at it, and I'm just like, 8 hours a day just standing here and
Mm-hmm.
piecing together someone else's dream. It kind of made me
Mm-hmm.
see a little bit as to why I didn't want to stay like this forever. Because I love building stuff, I love to tinker, but I want that freedom to build what I want to build. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's a little bit of like my background. I want to know like, was it the same for you? Were you always from here, or did you grow up elsewhere? Or a little bit more about what's your like story about how you came here.
Oh, I just moved here for university actually.
Hmm.
I got in as a freshman, so it's like my second year here.
Yeah.
My parents are from Indonesia, so that's where I grew up. And yeah, so I'm like international.
Hmm. And then, did you like? Wait, you got here, so you're currently transferred here to do your college courses at Berkeley, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, at Berkeley.
Ooh. Why Berkeley, if anything? Because I know like there's a lot of UCs we have in California. There's plenty. But why
Mm-hmm.
Berkeley specifically? Was there something that it had, or did you get like a scholarship or something that made you attracted to it?
Mm. So for the UCs, I only applied to UCLA and UC Berkeley.
Hmm.
um, I got into Berkeley. I didn't get into UCLA. I also applied to like a few Ivies, but sadly I didn't really get into those either. I also applied to like a university in China, a university in like Australia, like a few in Australia actually.
Hmm.
So my safety was like China, and my well, safety is kind of like my the one in China and the one in Australia.
Hmm.
But yeah, Berkeley was like one of my top choices, I would say, because it was like in the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, like
Yeah.
there's like a lot of potential for it. And especially because I applied as computer science and I got in to Berkeley as computer science, I was like, oh, that's okay, that's pretty solid, like
Hmm.
there's, yeah, like being in Berkeley, being in the Bay Area near the Silicon Valley, there's just like so much tech stuff and potential like internship opportunities and like maybe eventually like full-time positions. So I was like, oh, it's really nice. And then I also like after spending like almost a year here, I would say like first semester sophomore year, which was last semester,
Mm-hmm.
I grew to realize, oh wait, the Bay Area isn't just all about tech. It's like tech and business, or like there's like some overlap with business, you know? So I
Yeah.
was like, oh, maybe it'd be pretty nice to look into that more as well, because I've always wanted to start my own business. Um, yeah. So
Okay.
later on, I decided to add on the business major to my current computer science degree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. So you came here, and you applied for computer science, but now you're more interested,
Hmm.
or correction, you've always been interested in starting your own business prior to even
Hmm.
coming here as a CS major,
Yes.
right?
But
Mm-hmm.
I did apply as computer science because I had computer science as a subject in my high school. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like determined to, oh, wait, that's a pretty fun subject. And I really enjoyed it. That's why I applied as computer science. But then I like deep down, I always like, I want to do business too. But like, if you think about it, when you do non-STEM, you can't really do STEM. So I applied as STEM. And if I wanted to add a non-STEM major, which is business, I could do that. You know?
I see. So it could be applied as a
Yeah.
second major for you at least, or
Hmm.
like starting something up for yourself would be like a side hustle for you. It's not something that you have to prioritize. Is that what I'm getting at for your angle?
Well, maybe. Because I still am like a student.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't know, I guess I would just want to balance it out. But eventually I would want to do something related to business. But I
Gotcha.
don't mind if like I do like an internship or oh yeah, if I do an internship because I'm not really looking for a full time for now because I'm still a student.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if I'm looking for an internship, I hope it could be in tech because I know like there's quite a lot of opportunities in tech, especially with like the current changing um, waves of tech,
Oh yeah,
with like
definitely.
ChatGPT,
AI,
AI,
ChatGPT. I know that feeling,
yeah,
seeing those robots
etc.
in action.
Hmm.
Um,
So I feel
yeah,
like it'd be
definitely.
good to know about how it's changing and being able to like apply that and understanding it so that it doesn't like um, do the opposite of like, oh, because you don't know enough, like you're not able to be in that field. I just want to be able to like understand what's going to happen in the future, so
Hmm.
that I'm ready for the upcoming changes.
Gotcha. No worries. I kind of know that feeling. I kind of remembered back in 2017, I had an internship with IBM, and I used to think I was on
Mm.
top of the world. I was just like, yo, I'm a young, inspiring engineer here in the Silicon Valley, and IBM is scouting
Mhm.
me. And I thought that was great. I even
Mm.
saw like they had a Pepper robot, and they're just like, "Oh, this is a little
Oh.
secret. We're working on this, having our own like pre-programmed tutor and babysitter
Mhm.
for a daycare." And I was like, "That's so cool." But after a
Mhm.
little more time and then spending there with the internship, I'm gonna be honest, it was amazing. It was
Mhm.
fun. I did get paid, so the pay is always good.
Mhm.
But I kind of saw that over time, people kept disappearing over the period of those six
Mm.
months I was working there. And what
Mhm.
ended up happening is the job security wasn't exactly as promised as I thought it was. You know,
Mm.
I think growing up, my parents were always that inspiration for me, always telling me
Mhm.
that success is getting older, getting a job, and make enough money where you can retire comfortably and have a family.
Mm.
But
Mm.
I'm just thinking about what job security really looked like after my time at IBM, because in
Mm.
reality, it's not really promised, with
Mhm.
how everything is progressing. People can be fired off at any point in time. And I kind of been through that when COVID hit for sure. I know that pandemic really impacted a lot of everyone's economy and time. Jobs weren't as hiring anymore. People had to be laid off, and
Mm.
nothing was really booming. And that's kind of why I kind of know the feeling of wanting to start a business like you because of that job security. We didn't really have that. And thinking about it, I am blessed to have my family here. Is your family also here as well, or are you the only person coming here to study internationally?
just me, but I do know I have like some relatives,
Hmm.
but they're like kind of distant relatives. But yeah,
Okay.
I do know. I think they're like somewhere in the Bay or in LA. I'm not really sure. Haven't really
Gotcha.
visited them.
No, I can tell busy schedule, right, from school and everything.
Yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of why I felt like I was lucky during this time to have my family around here because they were able to help
Hmm.
support me during the time for my career when COVID happened. And they're just like, you're young,
Mm,
you can still focus in school, but I'm just seeing that hard truth is that job security isn't really as promised as it once was. And
mm,
I kind of felt like I wanted to change something after that day, and which is why I decided to go into business itself.
hmm.
And that's kind of why it's like I met my mentor during a career fair at San Jose State. I didn't really expect
Oh.
anything, I just thought, hey, maybe there's another job opening at the time. But
Hmm.
I kind of sat down. I was just like, hey, what are we all, all lined up here in a row, looking up at the stage?
Hmm.
I'm just like, who are we waiting for? And the guy I'm sitting next to, he was just like, oh, there's a speaker coming up. And I was just like, a speaker? Oh, wow. Are we going to have someone come and do a huge career fair for everybody? Is this like the dean of San Jose State? And he was just like, oh, no, no, just watch. Don't worry. So I was like, all
Hmm.
right, might as well just sit here and give it a shot. And suddenly everyone was cheering, and I was
Hmm.
like, "What's going on? What's happening?" I've never seen this before. And
Hmm.
suddenly the guy stands up next to me when they say we have a multi-millionaire in the room coming in to present how his journey and his ideas of like coming here as an immigrant to his success.
Hmm.
And I was like, I'm sitting
Wow.
next to that multi-millionaire. I was like, I can't believe it. I was sitting next to a multi-millionaire this whole time, but he didn't see any different than any other guy in a room.
Hmm.
And that's kind of how
Wow.
like I saw like my experience in this so far, and it kind of really touched me in that is that he was willing to
Hmm.
share his experience and journey that coming here as an immigrant, he didn't have English as his strength. He really
Hmm.
practiced every single day. He said that he would just stand outside and just say hello for the first 2 hours of his day just
Hmm.
to practice English. And I was just like inspired by his story that he came here as a single person in America. He didn't really have much help. He had to work 60 hours a week on top of going to school to support
Wow.
himself since he was alone. And he
Hmm.
started to build a business on the side because he realized that when you're young, you have to go through finance and freedom. Those are the two things
Hmm.
that everyone needs, but some people have more of one than the other.
Hmm.
Like I'm pretty sure like us growing up as kids, you have more freedom. Your parents will take care of you.
Hmm.
You just have to go to school and do homework and come back. And we have an abundance of freedom. But freedom doesn't give us that finance. We will miss out on the opportunities to go out and eat, improve the quality of life, get a car when you get a little bit older. We lack that finance when we are young. And so that's why we don't really have the rest of those goals or dreams in that wheel. Versus where later on when you get that finance and if you don't have freedom, it's because we're working a job. We're going to be working 40 hours a week just so that someone else will have that kind of freedom. And that's why when I went to talk to him after, I'm just like, hey, like, what advice do you have for me as a young engineer right now in the Silicon Valley? And he told me that what it is my goal is. And I was just like, I'm not too sure. He's like,
Hmm.
you either start building your own dream or someone will hire you to build theirs for you. And I was just like,
Hmm.
he's not wrong. That's kind of true. I saw like how Steve Jobs started, or how Elon Musk nowadays is like rising, or
Hmm.
we could even look at some of the famous owners of these franchises, like McDonald's or Starbucks. They hire
Hmm.
other people to help build their dream and wealth and success. And that's how I kind of
Hmm.
saw that he was right, that being an engineer can give me an income, but it doesn't really grant me that ability to chase my dreams or freedoms. And
Hmm.
he finished off with asking me, how do I want to live? And I didn't know how to answer
Hmm.
him. I was like, oh, I wanted to get a job. I wanted to make 6K income, like 6 figure income,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
retire my parents. And he was just like, no, that's what you want to do. How do you want to live? I didn't have an answer.
Hmm.
Um,
I see.
yeah, it was kind of that harsh reality check where he was like, no one asked you that growing up. You realize school asks you all the time, what do you want to be when you grow up? What kind of job do you want to have? What career do you want to go into? But no one really asks, how do you want to live? Like, even if I were to ask you now, like, how do you want to live? If you had all the time and money in your life, how would you want to live it? Do you
Hmm.
have any thoughts yourself, or has anyone ever asked you that kind of question?
Mm, uh, I've probably thought about it, sort of,
Hmm.
but I think my answer changes depending on what I'm currently working on, I guess, or like depending on the experiences I've currently accumulated. I do, mm, I would say though, I would want to live without having to worry about anything and just like have like a very sustainable business that could grow still and
Hmm.
really just like mm, have that all under control.
Okay, yeah,
Basically,
definitely.
like start a business and like scale it up and like have it remain sustainable and with like potential growth still, or just like once it's like reached the utmost growth, like maybe start another business, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be nice.
Yeah, definitely. We all want that as well for our futures. It's just not many of us have a fully concrete plan for it. Even I didn't have one when he first asked me, and like he was like, "Have you ever had that question someone ask you, what is for the next 5 to 10 years, what kind of like plan or future do you have in mind? What's your goal?" And I was just like, "Yeah, people ask me that. Every job interview has that basic question." But when
Mm,
they bring it up, we say that, oh, 5 years from now, I want to finish college and get a really good paying job. Maybe 10 years from now, I have work experience. I will be a manager at some company, and then I'll be able to live my life with my family. And I'm just like,
mm,
yeah, that's
mm,
kind of what we all wanted. But we never really looked at how we wanted to get there. And I feel like that's amazing already that you already want to start your own business. You have the idea because this is the tool, the vehicle for you to figure out how you want to get to where you want to be in life.
mhm,
Because for me, like I saw that at the end of the day with my job, that this job, which is my vehicle, wasn't exactly going to lead me anywhere like different from my parents' lifestyle that they have
mm,
nowadays, where they go to work at 9 to 5 in the morning, come back all tired, and that's kind of why I realized that I had to really switch it up and try something else that could get me there. Would a job at like IBM keep me afloat for the next 20, 30 years? Will I be able to retire at a young age and still spend my time and grow up with my kids? And that's kind of what I realized is my current vehicle wasn't going to take me there.
mm,
Um,
mhm.
So I know it's I don't want to keep too much of time, so I'm gonna go into briefly. Hopefully next time if we can get your camera up and running, maybe
Yes.
I'll be
Mhm.
able to invite one of my coaches to come introduce and talk to you personally. But for today, I know that you did have some questions that you want to ask about the like what kind of mentorship do we have? Is it free? And yeah, I'll fill that in for you right now.
Okay.
Um, like the whole purpose is that yes, we do want to help like develop like trust and friendship with people before we introduce them into the mentorship. And
Mhm,
during this process, we do have a 7 step process where we do fully want to educate you on everything.
mhm,
Give you a chance to evaluate us as much as we will evaluate you. In case, like,
mhm.
if you have your own business, would you introduce someone immediately and tell them everything that you're doing and how you plan to get successful? Or would you rather take some time first to see a lot more of their character? What would you choose if you were in that position?
Mm, is it like recruiting employees
No,
or
it's more
like
like if
potential
you are starting
partners?
your own business and you're looking for a potential partner, yeah. Would you just
Mm,
pick up anybody, or would you rather get the time to know them a little bit and develop that trust and mutual friendship before actually continuing with your plan to share it out?
I would definitely see if we get along, because if we don't, that's probably not going to work out well. And yeah, I do think that businesses thrive if you trust the people you're working with and it's easy to communicate with them. So I would say, yes, that would be like a good foundation. But if you're like recruiting for like interns, people to like help you with it, I would say there's always like the screening process of like interviews and then knowing their personality. So I would say it's the same. Like I think almost everywhere, every business, it's always like, oh, we'll see if you're a good fit for a company, if you have like the technical skills, and if you have like the personality that we're looking for. So
Hmm.
yeah, I feel like there's always like that screening process first, and I don't think it's a good idea if you just recruit anyone, everyone,
Hmm.
just because like at the odd chance that they're not a very good candidate, or like if there's like a better candidate for it.
Hmm.
That's just how I think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're on the spot for that one. It's kind of why, like I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned, we do have this six, 7 step process because when I asked him that first time when I met my mentor, I was just like, how can you tell me how to create wealth? How can I achieve like that financial independence where I'm able to do what I want in my life or retire my parents? And he asked me, he's like, do I really like know anybody that has full control of money? And what makes me think that I'll be able to understand how to create that kind of wealth in 20 minutes? And I was just like, that's a fair point, and that's kind of why we do have this process, because we want to like develop that trust and friendship, like what you're saying, like you want to at least get to know them to see if you can work with them. We fully really do want to like educate people and help to understand how to um, go through this process so they'll learn all the information to see does this really fit for you properly, and it really gives you that chance as well to build a case for yourself and help you get some points as to why a mentor will want to invest their time and life into you. And so that's kind of why we have this process in the first place. And for now, like for the what we do, basically we just help with companies that streamline that supply chain. If you know how like there's going to be a manufacturer, any type of company that produces a product, they go into wholesale, and then from wholesale they go to retail, and it reaches the customer. For us, we basically just streamline that process right away, but we don't expect anybody to know how to do all of that right off the bat. And that's why for us currently right now, what we really care about more is to reach out and see for now when we first meet people, like what's your schedule like, for example? Do you think you could make the time to pursue another project on top of what you're doing? Because I know you are currently going to Berkeley as well. And how do you end up using that free time when you do have it? Is it where you're more interested in personal development? Are you looking at time that you want to build an asset? We really want to take our time to little get in that breakdown with you to see whether or not you are going to be a candidate that we want to proceed further with. And we're not going to look for any of your credentials. We're not going to be asking you about any of your resume or something like that because we really value more of like your self accountability and integrity. What exactly is it that you're looking for? Are you someone that's open to mentorship? Um, that's something we really are aspiring for and in a person to see if they're willing to be ambitious while at the same time maintain their ability to be coached. So I don't know if that's so far something that you're looking for when it comes to a mentorship or partnership with us.
Oh, I do have a question. What
Yeah.
does the streamlining process mean?
Oh, okay, yeah. I can quickly roll over that. So let's say we know of Colgate, the toothpaste brand. That'll be a great example to see is that they have their own company. Yeah,
Yes.
Crest. So Crest is the manufacturing company. They produce the product. The product isn't going to be sold as one individual item. They usually sell it in a bulk, which is called wholesale. They will move it to retail stores, like I know there is Costco, or you have Walmart, Target, all these retail stores, and they reach the customer. That is the process. For us, we streamline it. Streamlining it is we basically skip the whole process of going through wholesale and retail. It's just from manufacturer to customer, and we're the one that bridges that to them. We do leverage online platforms. It's basically e-commerce. That's what we are. That's our platform. Is we will connect people from the online stores and or any other companies that have products, and we connect them to the customer. So instead of them having to go through the whole process of company advertising, putting it in a wholesale, shipping them out to these stores, then these stores provide it in for customers to buy it as retail, we just do it completely on our own, where we have access to an online platform that we work with. Um, what right now is that We simply just do 3 steps when they do 4 to 5, is what I mean by streamlining it. We simplify it for you. Um, do you understand so far, like the difference between like a regular
Yes.
manufacturer to customer versus streamline? Awesome.
Yes, I get that. And I do know how like wholesalers normally sell in bulk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I understand what you're trying to say. So is this like a mentorship program
Mm-hmm.
where I would be doing like an internship within this company, or is it
Um.
like to
Mhm.
help develop my own business, or is it like I'm just like not fully getting it yet?
Okay. Yeah.
If you could elaborate.
Definitely. So the mentorship here is we're just going to be helping you first is develop that skill set. We're gonna teach you a little bit how you like develop yourself, how you understand like interacting with people, develop those people skills. Because we're not just gonna be coaching you about like how to start your own business. We will help you with that, but our end goal is we also want to improve your quality of life and your soft skills. There are technical and soft skills. The technical skills would be, let's say, for example, learning how to file paperwork or learning how to get yourself hired in a position or moving up in a company. Maybe programming would be a great example of a technical skill. But there are things that we don't really experience in our school, like people skill. How do you talk to someone? How do you understand their need? How do you interact with a person on a daily basis? Because these things set you up for how you get promoted. Having technical skills will get you a position in a job, but it's these soft skills and people skills that would help you develop the ability to be promoted in your personal life when you work a job. But for us, we really want to educate people on getting into that. We want to help people learn how to handle some of that businesses themselves when they start something up. And it's like kind of like an incentive. It's that for now, all we want to focus is educating you. There is not going to be a cost. It's just a mentorship. You will have to earn it through this 6 to 7 step process. But once you do get through the process, then we'll teach you more about how you can develop an asset for yourself to generate you some income on the side. And that's the whole purpose of what we're doing right now. It's not like we are asking you to intern. We're not asking you to make any sacrifices. We're just asking you to spend a little bit of your time that you have that's free from your schedule to do a little bit more of that personal development for yourself. What exactly it is that you want to achieve, any questions you have. That's what the mentor can help us with versus like your current circle. And that's kind of like what I've really learned about it as well personally. Um, who do I know that has achieved that kind of financial independence? And when I don't know anybody and I got to meet a mentor and he has that, I really had to put a lot of time and effort to earn that kind of time from him to make him want to invest with me. And that's why for our process, it's just very simple. Is we'll take you through. For now today is just to get to know a little bit about you and to share you about what it is that we do, which is we run our own e-commerce platform. And all we do is just we connect the customers to the companies that have the products that they're looking for. But until we get to that point where you can start something for yourself, we're just going to be educating you and providing these soft skills, as I mentioned on LinkedIn when I reached out to you. For now, yes, it's
Mm-hmm.
like what we really just care about is to see whether or not that you are ambitious and coachable. We want to know a bit about your character and why you are
Mm-hmm.
interested in starting a business. And
Mm-hmm.
like, do you have the right expectations when it comes to it? Because from what we've
Okay.
learned, yeah, like entrepreneurs, they have to understand that it takes time to develop an asset. It's not something you'll be able to build and get rich quick. It's something that will take time in order to achieve that kind of success that you're looking for. And that's what we aspire to help people with. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much basically a very
Mm-hmm.
short version of it. Of course, I would love to have
Okay.
shared more, but for now, today, since we couldn't really get the chance to get your webcam on, I'll
Mm-hmm.
next time try to see if we can invite my coach over to personally talk with you. But just today,
Mm-hmm.
because your webcam
Okay.
wasn't working, we couldn't get that opportunity.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry about
No,
that.
it's okay, no worries. Just today was I want to get to know a little bit more about your story and knowing that a little bit of that character from you, and hopefully during this time, we'll be able to evaluate each other and see if we want to work with you and just like you want to work with us. Does that
Mm-hmm.
make sense for you for
Okay.
the process so far?
Yes, yes. That makes more
Hmm.
sense. Oh, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Um, is there like a mentor list?
Yes. Um,
Do do the mentors pick us or like how do we get sorted?
so we do have coaches and mentors we personally work with. Um, for today, you didn't get the chance to meet one, but she will be coming with you to talk to you personally next time we have another meeting. But it's like how it works is we are all under like a few mentors that have achieved that kind of success, and we will all learn specifically from them. But where our coaches, they personally
Hmm.
work with us to help develop and see whether or not um, we are able to process that information first. Because if they're like level 8, for example, our mentors, the one on top, the one that has already achieved the success, if he comes down and completely tells us all this information, will we be able to digest it? And most of the time we don't. So that's why he has it streamlined as well, where he has more personal coaches that we'll be working with. So there is one really big mentor, and that's the one I got to meet. His name is Phil. We got to talk quite a bit, but he personally introduced me to my own coach that I'll be able to spend time and any of my personal questions I can reach out to. So there is no like 100 different mentors you have to worry about. It's more like there's one, but he will be teaching several people that will help train us to learn a little bit about how we can interact
Hmm.
with people or how we can start something for ourselves.
Okay, that's awesome.
Hmm. So yeah, for today, since we are gonna finish it up here, I will give you out a little bit of a book we did cut out. It's from Business of the 21st Century.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if you ever
Okay.
read like Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Have you ever heard of
I
that book
have
before or read it?
not, but I have heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, we'll give you the book Business of the 21st Century. We do have an online version of it. I'll definitely show you that link, and we'll have a 1 hour
Hmm.
video. Um, how
Okay.
long do you think it will take you to finish that with your schedule, if you
The
don't mind me
book or
asking?
the 1 hour video?
Um, both of them.
Oh, I'll try to find like time to do that, but oh, isn't like when's the next meeting?
Mhm. We want to. That's why I'm trying to figure it out. Is how long it takes you to finish it. For example, some of the people I work with personally already have finished it within 3 to 5 days. And if they finish it during that time, I'll just like, all right, so for today's Monday, if you finish it within that 3 to 5 days, how about we meet again on Friday, for example? But I just want to know of your schedule as well, how long it would take you to
Hmm.
finish that. And if you could finish it within a
Yeah.
certain time, we can book another appointment during that time.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can do it within like 3 to 5 days.
Okay, let me see for our schedule if we're doing 3 to 5 days as well. How do you feel about Friday or Saturday morning around 10:30 same time? Would that work for you?
Let me double check.
No problem.
Okay, maybe Saturday morning.
Okay, Saturday morning. Let's see, Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Would that be okay with you?
Yes, I believe so.
Yep. All right, perfect. Let me quickly add that to my calendar. We're gonna do Saturday at 10:30 a.m. And then I will send you the links onto LinkedIn for you. If it doesn't work, I don't know if you'd use any other social media platform. Like, do you use Instagram or Messenger? And then I could send you the material on there. And because sometimes LinkedIn doesn't really accept the YouTube links. I'm not sure if there's another way that you prefer to communicate on.
Okay, maybe Messenger.
Okay, let's get that set up. What's your like name or on Facebook or Messenger, and I can send you a text.
It's Madeline, LA.
Okay, let me see. Madeline LA.
Yes.
Okay, let me give this a look and see if I can find you.
My profile picture is like aquarium, so it's just like mostly blue. Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can find you. Is there a space between the LA for Madeline?
Yes.
Okay, let me.
Madeline space LA.
Okay, let's try this again. Madeline space LA. Okay, and you said it was the one with the aquarium, right? I sent you a request. I think
Yep.
this is you.
Okay.
Okay, let me say hi and see if the message goes through. Message request. Let's see. Did you get the request? I'm not sure if it went through. I just hit send.
Okay, wait, let me check. It says no messages.
Let's try this again. I'll say hello and then if it went through or not.
Hmm.
It says delivered.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Okay, yeah. Other than that, I don't know. Do you have any other plans in your day? I didn't know if I took too much of your time today. Just want to make sure everything is okay for your schedule as well.
It's okay right now.
Oh, okay. Do
Yeah.
you not have classes for today as well, or is it like a chill day for
Oh,
you?
it's a chill morning, but then I get really busy from like 1 p.m. till 10.
Oh, 9 hours straight?
Well,
Are they all
not straight
classes?
exactly, but
Okay.
I have like classes,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and like office hours, and like a pre-planned dinner plan, and
Okay,
a
but
club meeting.
so you at least are able to like eat and rest between all of that schedule, right?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. Few of my classmates and friends from Berkeley as well sometimes tell me they are really strict with their like schedule, so sometimes they kind of miss
Mm.
out on meals. So I just want to make sure you're eating and you're gonna be okay.
Mhm. Yes, I'll be okay.
Alrighty then. I'll send you those materials. I'll send those links to you on Messenger, and then we'll meet again
Hmm.
on Saturday. And hopefully your account will be
Yes.
working, and I can introduce you to
Hmm.
my personal coach.
Okay.
Until then, thank you for coming in today, and really appreciate your communication. You were really on the dot with how often you explained your situation to me to let me know about what was going on, and we were able to get this meeting on time today. So thank you so much for that.
Yes. Thank you for reaching out as well.